Welcome to the Strategic Mind tutorial. In this operation, you will learn how to deploy and move your troops, attack the enemy, and be victorious. If you are new to this genre and have not played many turn-based war games, we advise you to complete all the tutorial operations. You can skip any message by clicking on it with the left mouse button. Units under your command are listed in the Units panel at the bottom of the screen. To the left, you can find in the Units panel at the bottom of the screen, the Unit Info screen contains all the key data about the selected unit. Under the unit picture, you can see its strength. Both the unit's health and damage output depend on strength. The unit's combat parameters are listed at the top right corner. The higher they are, the better. With the mouse over the combat parameter, you will see a hint with a list of all bonuses and penalties to that parameter at the moment. Now click on the highlighted parameter. This is more detailed information on how this parameter works. Now close this tab. Right under the combat parameters, you can see the unit's equipment panel. In addition, underneath it, you can see the skills panel. There are a number of passive and active skills unique for every unit class. Infantry has one set of skills, tanks have another, and so forth. The unit's class is indicated right above its picture. There you can see its model name as well. You can always change a model name to a custom entry by clicking on it. Now close the Unit Info screen. It is high time for troops deployment. Look at the highlighted hex. Now deploy your artillery unit to deploy the tank unit. Great! Now your army is ready to do battle. Click on the End Deploy button to begin the operation. In the top left corner of the screen, you can see the list of your primary and secondary objectives for this operation. Above, you can also see a Victory Progress bar. This bar indicates how well your troops are doing in the operation. At the top right corner of the screen, you can find the Command Points button. Command points are used for troop embarkation on air, naval, or train transport, and for the use of headquarters skills, special abilities, giving various tactical advantages to your forces. To the left, you can find the Prestige button. Prestige is a resource you can use to acquire more troops and equipment for them. Select the tank by clicking to the right. In the Unit Actions panel, you can see the embarkation and headquarters skills, but the hexes where the unit can move to are highlighted. Now move your tank to the designated hex by clicking on it with the right mouse button. Usually, units can move and attack only once per turn. However, there are a number of exceptions to this rule, which will be presented at the later stages of the tutorial. Units can attack either before or after their movement. Select the infantry. As you can see, the infantry has fewer movement points than the tanks. To solve this problem, then select the artillery. Move it into the designated hex. Your troops have moved to an advantageous. Move your mouse over the enemy unit, and when you see the curtain, all of your units have finished their turn. Click the End Turn button. Ahead is the city occupied by the enemy troops. Onward. First, we need to do some scouting. Move it into the designated hex. Now select the artillery. Begin the artillery bombardment of the enemy positions. Select the infantry again. Attack the enemy unit in close. Select the tank unit. Move it to the adjacent hex. Finish off the enemy infantry. It is time your troops occupy the victory hex. It is marked with a golden color. Congratulations! You have successfully finished the operation. Now you have the victory screen in front of you. It presents a detailed breakdown of the operation. In the leftmost column, you can see the information on your victory. The central column has information about the rightmost columns have your army statistics. You may have noticed that your result is so you're back in action. You have a couple more turns left to deal with these issues. As all of your troops have already finished their turn, you have to click. The enemy still holds some infrastructure. Attack the enemy. Then select the infantry. Keep attacking the enemy. Finally, select the tank unit. Finish off the enemy unit. All enemy units are defeated. Capture the hex where the enemy headquarters were located to complete the secondary objective. Brilliant! Click on the Victory Progress bar. As you can see, you got click on the Finish Operation button. Good day, Commander. In this operation, we will go over the supply and infrastructure, without which any military campaign would not have been possible. In the previous part of the tutorial, we mentioned the key parameters of any unit, its ammo, fuel, and movement points. Infrastructure is represented by Later, we will tell you more about every type of infrastructure, but first, you have to capture a staging area for a further offensive operation. Your troops are already in position and ready to advance. Let's not keep the enemy waiting. Select the tank unit. Move it closer to the enemy. Attack the anti-aircraft gun defending the airfield. Now we can finish it. Move into the hex next to the airfield. Attack the anti-aircraft gun. The enemy airfield is now left unprotected. Move the infantry inside and capture it. When you defeat the enemy unit in close combat, you can occupy its position, regardless of your remaining movement points. Now move into the airfield hex. The airfield has been captured. Now we can move our aircraft units here. Right now we have to capture the supply point. You should start the attack with air bombardment. Select the bomber. Attack the enemy artillery. After attacking land targets, aircraft can be moved one. Great! Keep attacking. Attack the enemy artillery. The enemy unit is to move it into the hex with the supply point. The supply point is in our hands. Unfortunately, it is severely damaged by our bombardment, so currently it does not provide supply. Open the supply point's info screen by clicking on it with the middle mouse button. As you can see, all infrastructure has it. Close the tab. Select the supply point. This is the supply zone of the selected infrastructure in a 1 hex range. However, in our case, supply hubs and maritime. You can also, before you end the turn, let's land. Click on the landing button in the Unit Actions panel. Select the second aircraft. Click on the landing button again. Click on the End Turn button. Select the tank unit. In order to restore the supply, you have to capture the enemy seaport along with the maritime hub. First, however, cut off the enemy infantry. Select the supply point of the eastern outpost.